Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we will continue building a financial model for a clothing store, a shoe store, or it can be a combined store. So we are building a chain of stores. So in our model we have a chain of 40 stores. We can assign different types for each of 40 stores. So today we are going to add a loan to the project. I will be modeling a loan from scratch. So guys, give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can always order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I completely finish this model, I will give you all the links in the description of this video as well, so you will be able to watch all the tutorials absolutely free from the very beginning, from scratch till the final overview. First of all, let's quickly run through what we did before during previous tutorials. So we have a chain of 40 stores, and we can assign 6 types of stores to each of 40 stores inside the chain. So we have different portraits. We have 6 portraits of stores. So for example, small store, medium store, big store. For example, a store that generates losses, for example, and we will close this type of stores in, for example, some period of time. So we can create the 6 portraits of stores, and then create, using these portraits, a chain of 40 stores. So this is the legend, macro legend of this model. So let's dive inside one of the portrait. So this is store, let's say type 1. So all inputs are colored with this specific color, with blue. All other cells are we're not touching them because they contain formulas. So if we are building some scenarios, we are playing only with blue cells. So we have 2 collections in each store. Spring, summer, and autumn, winter. We are setting up when we start selling each collection. Then we have a list of product line for each collection. These are the pricing. We can switch on and off different products from collections. We have global and local coefficients for pricing. This is the sales plan for collection for the season. This is the global and local coefficients for scenario play for the sales plan. These are manufacturing costs and global and local coefficients for manufacturing costs. Then in the next block of inputs we are setting up the discount rate for different items inside the product line. So we are working with pricing. We are doing the price discounting here. Then we are working with sales plan. We are allocating 100% of sales plan inside the period when the collection is inside the store. Then we are doing the same story for the autumn winter collection. We are setting up the date, product line, pricing, sales plan, manufacturing costs, the price discounting, sales plan allocation. Then before we start selling the collection, we need to manufacture this collection. So we have 6-month period before for example, spring summer collection gets inside the store, and we're allocating the manufacturing costs inside 6-month period prior to the moment when we start selling this collection. So we are allocating the manufacturing costs here before we start selling this collection, and this is the same story it's done for autumn winter collection. Then For each type of store we have fixed costs, for example rent, advertising, whatever. So this is the amount of costs. We can switch them on and off. We have global and local coefficients for these costs. Then we are setting up the payroll, positions, amount of people on each position, salary per person, on off coefficients. Then we are moving to investment plan. So this is what we are investing in, this is how much we are investing in, and when we are investing in. So this is the moment when the store starts operating activity, and this is the period of 6 months before we start operating activity. And here we are specifying what we are investing in and how much we are investing in. We can switch on and off different costs. We can increase and decrease our investment plan. Then we are setting up the life cycle for these stores. We are setting up asset tax for this store, and here we are setting up how fast we are reaching the target revenues from the moment when we start operating activity. So for example, when we start operating activity, we just get 10% of target revenues. Then on the second month of operating activity, we get 20%, 30, 40. So this is very important when we consolidate all this data inside the cash flow statement, and we will be able to see if we do or don't have operating losses that we have to finance. This will add additional money to the total financing needed for our business idea. So now let's go to the core. So in this tab we are setting up the first year of projections. Then here we have the global coefficients for pricing, sales plan, manufacturing costs, fixed costs, payroll, investment plan. So when we put here the simple and discounted payback period diagrams and financials, for example net present value, internal rate of return, financing needed, we will be able to play with all this coefficient very quickly, creating scenarios and looking at this diagram. Then we can name our 6 types of stores. We can switch them on and off from calculations. Then we have a core. In this core we have a list of 40 stores. Here they are. And for each store we can assign 6 types of portraits. So these are the portraits. We can assign what kind of store this will be and when we are going to open the store, month and year. We can switch them specific store from calculations and see what will be the simple discounted payback period with or without this or that type of store. Or we can switch off, for example, a group of stores, just all of these stores, all stores type 6 can be momently switched off. So then we consolidated the revenues for the chain, manufacturing costs for the chain, fixed costs, payroll, investment plan. So now we need to add a loan. So let's create a new block of inputs. So this will be loan. So parameter and value. So first of all we will set up the loan amount. So let's assume we will have a $2 million loan. So this is the input, so I'm coloring it with blue because blue is the unique color for all our inputs. So this will be loan amount, then loan term. This will be nominated in months. So let's assume that we have a 60 month loan long loan, 5-year loan. Then we are setting up the interest rate. This will be nominated in percentage. Let's assume it will be 8% loan. Then let's introduce a parameter like grace period, interest, grace period, period months. This will be nominated in months. Interest grace period months. For example, let it be 6-month long period when we are not paying the interest, just for example. And principal payment, principal grace period, and principal grace period. This, for example, it will be 12 months period. Now let's specify when we are gonna get this loan. So this will be year and month. For year, I will be using data validation. So this will be year, then we are specifying months, so now let's create the timeline for the loan. So first of all, let's set up put 1 when we get this loan. So if this value equals to this, and this month equals to this month, we will put 1, otherwise 0. So this is the moment when we get the loan. Then we are creating loan inflow inside the project. So this line will go later to the cash flow statement inside financing activity. This will be one of the pockets that we will be using to finance our the cash gap inside the cash flow. Now we need to start counting the term of the loan. So loan term start. So this will be a displacement of this. So now the next line will be loan term count. So the first cell will be very simple. For the next we will create a formula. So if and this value equals to 0 and this value equals to 0, then 0, otherwise more than 0, then we will put 1. Then if and this value is more than 0 and this value is less than loan term, we are freezing the loan term. Then we are taking this value plus 1, otherwise 0. We are closing the loan term. So here we can see how we start counting the loan term. So this is the moment when our loan disappears. And first of all, then we need to calculate the principal payment. So we have principal payments grace period of 12 months. This means that we will be paying principal 16 months minus 12 months. So principal payment dollar per month. Principal payment per month will be this value, the loan amount divided by loan term minus grace period for the principal. So this will be the principal payment, and principal payment will start after 12 months of grace period. So we have 12 months grace period, and principal will start payment will from the 13th month of the loan. So the next line will be principal payment dollar per month, and the formula will be, so if and this is more than 0 and this is more than 12, then I will put here the payment. Otherwise 0. Now let's extrapolate this formula. So here we have zeros. So now when grace period is over, after 12 months of grace period, we see our payments started. So the totals, we can see $2 million. So this line will later go to the cash flow statement. This is outflow, so we're coloring it with red. Now we need to calculate how much principal is left at any given moment inside the timeline to calculate the base for the interest. So principal at any given moment. So we will have the principal here will be the loan, then the next will be the previous value plus the loan minus payment. So here we can see the end of the loan. So if let's adjust the formula a bit, so if this value is less than 0, we will have 0, otherwise so as we can see, so for example, if we have, just let's check, for principal payments, if we have 0 grace period, it starts right from the first month, then principal, then interest payments. So if and this one is more than 0 and this is more than this value, then we will take the principal, the total of principal, multiplied on the interest rate, and divided by 12, otherwise 0. So here we can see 6 months of grace period for interest. Then here we have the the principal that we're have as a base, and then we start paying the interest. So the total for the interest will be, just let's make a total. So the amount of payments, amount of interest payments. So if this is more than 0, we will put 1, otherwise 0. So the amount of interest payments will be 54. Now we will just divide this value on this value. We will take the average payment for the interest. So I will take this value divided by this value. Okay, this will be 7.75 hundredths, and in the final interest payments will be, if this is equals to 1, then we will take this value otherwise 0. So if we create a total, there will be the same value as here, but now it is average. So this line will go to the cash flow statement. We are coloring it with red because these are the expenses. So now we can displace our loan, for example, on February. We can delete the grace periods for interest payments and principal payments. We can, for example, decrease the loan term, for example. So we can play with inputs the way we want. And now we can finally move to the cash flow statement. This will be our next topic, our next video and tutorial. So thank you guys for watching. You can like, share, subscribe. You can always order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video, I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials. And when I completely finish this model, I will give all the links in the description of this video as well. So you will be able to watch all tutorials absolutely free, one by one, from scratch till the final overview. So thank you guys for watching. See you in next videos. Thank you and bye.